If you're a true Liverpool fan, subscribe to Anfield Signal.
Arne drops Florian Wirtz return hint as Liverpool boss gives positive injury update. Florian Wirtz has missed Liverpool's last two fixtures due to injury, but Arne could welcome back his £116 million signing when the Reds play Wolves in the FA Cup. Liverpool boss Arne has confirmed that Florian Wirtz is back in training and could feature in their FA Cup tie at Wolves. Wirtz, 22, suffered an injury in the warm-up ahead of the Reds' 1-0 win at Nottingham Forest 2 weeks ago. The German has been sidelined for Liverpool's last two games, and its creativity was sorely missed as Slot's side slipped to an embarrassing 2-1 defeat against Wolves in the Premier League on Tuesday. Coincidentally, Liverpool will return to Molineux on Friday in the FA Cup fifth round, and Wirtz is expected to travel. On Wednesday, the Reds' £116 million signing trained with his teammates for the first time as he stepped up his recovery. Speaking at Thursday's pre-match press conference, Slot confirmed he trained half and half with the team yesterday and made the next step in his rehab. Let's see where he is today. He could be available for a few minutes tomorrow in the best-case scenario. Everyone else is fine. Slot reported a clean bill of health from the Wolves game. However, the Reds remain without Alexander Isak, Connor Bradley, Wataru Endo, Giovanni Leone, and Stefan Bachkau. Injuries have been a theme of Liverpool's season, but Slot maintains that he's happy with how the club recruited last summer. "I'm happy with what we did last summer. We signed so many great players, but you can't predict so many would be injured," the Dutchman explained. "Adaptation, you can predict. It's the model we are having that we aren't having 25 players over here. It hurts even more if you have 3 or 4 long-term injuries. I knew when I came in this was the model, and I'm happy with that." Slot has demanded a response from his players after their midweek loss and could ring in the changes. "We have a few options, but we don't have 11, he added. "I always have options to bring in and players can bring in and let them start. Not for the first time this season, 3 days after a game where we have dropped points, I've seen us do quite a lot this season. We have to be better than we were last time."
Arne Slot nominated for Premier League award days after Wolves' humiliation. Liverpool had a good February in the Premier League, winning 3 and drawing 1 of its 4 games to keep the Reds in contention for Champions League qualification. Arne Slot has been nominated for the Premier League's Manager of the Month award for February. The Reds won 3 of their 4 top-flight games last month, putting themselves firmly in contention for Champions League qualification next term. February began with a dramatic 2-1 loss to Manchester City, but Slot's men went on to register victories over Sunderland, Nottingham Forest, and West Ham. The other managers on the shortlist are Manchester City's Pep Guardiola, Manchester United's Michael Carrick, and Brentford's Keith Andrews. City picked up 13 points from a possible 15 in February, while United collected 10 from a possible 12, and Brentford collected 10 from a possible 15. Brentford's run included a commendable home draw with Arsenal, as well as 3 away victories over Aston Villa, Newcastle, and Brentford. Strangely, none of the 4 managers nominated for the award enjoyed a win during the ongoing midweek round of fixtures. United and Liverpool lost to Newcastle and Wolves respectively, while City drew with Nottingham Forest and Brentford drew at Bournemouth. Liverpool's loss left them in 6th position in the standings, and Arne Slot spoke about on the issue of conceding late goals, having seen his team do so to lose for a 3rd time in 7 league games. "It's a real concern if you lose, and if you lose many times in the same manner, it's even more a concern," Slot said. "But the way we concede goals in these last minutes are not always similar. Sometimes it's a set piece. Now, and against Fulham, it was a shot from outside the box. Those are not big chances you gave away. So you always try to prevent the other team from getting big chances. This is what we do in general quite well. But unfortunately for us, it has led to 2 goals conceded on Tuesday. Is it our approach? Not too sure about that, because yes, we want to win that game, and I think that's quite normal. If you're Liverpool, you play away at Wolves, you just scored the 1-1, you're trying to win the game. But it isn't as if we bring Virgil or Ibu forward. We just still play in this situation in our own formation, which in the past sometimes we did add an attacker instead of a defender, but recently when we conceded, we didn't do that.
Liverpool make contact to sign Dream Mo Salah replacement. It's no secret that Liverpool will soon require a permanent successor to Mohamed Salah. The Egyptian king, 33, is out of contract in summer 2027, having signed a mammoth $400K per week extension last year. But he is widely expected to leave as soon as summer 2026 amid declining form and a high-profile falling out with the club. And one of the players most suited to replacing the two-time African Footballer of the Year is Michael Olise. A report in Team Talk confirms that Liverpool have held fresh talks over bringing the Frenchman back to the Premier League. However, owing to the 24-year-old's contract situation, tied down to 2029, and Bayern's refusal to sell, the deal looks a non-starter at present. Liverpool, Manchester City, and Paris Saint-Germain have all made recent checks on Michael Olise's situation at Bayern Munich, the report reads. Bayern have zero interest in sanctioning a departure, and the player himself is not agitating for a move. Liverpool make contact for Olise deal. The Reds have previously been linked with Olise, back when he was starring in the English top flight for Crystal Palace. He has since grown in international renown, scoring 13 goals and providing 25 assists for Vincent Kompany's side this season alone. Liverpool, who are actively scouting long-term successors to Mohamed Salah, view Olise as a near-perfect fit for their system, the report reads. But the Reds are under no illusions about his availability, despite launching fresh inquiries in recent weeks. And so it looks like Olise will be staying with Bayern through this summer, with the Bavarians looking a good bet to complete a treble. Olise wants Spain move. However, when the time comes to move on, one destination is emerging above all others in the mind of the silky playmaker. While Olise is settled at Bayern for now, he harbors a long-term ambition to test himself in La Liga, and both Real Madrid and Barcelona are keeping tabs on his progress, the report reads. It's unlikely that Barca could afford the transfer fee and wages, and besides, Lamine Yamal looks set to reign in the right-wing position for the next decade. But Madrid's issues on that side are well pronounced, with Franco Mastagnano struggling and Rodrigo injured. Therefore, a move to the Bernabeu could loom into focus for the English-born forward. Liverpool look at Diomande as Olise alternative. Right now, Bayern's focus is on renewing Olise's deal beyond 2029, with Sky Sport Germany reporter Florian Plettenberg describing him as Liverpool's dream. Michael Olise remains a dream target for Liverpool ahead of the upcoming summer window, and further background checks have been made, he writes on X. However, LFC now consider a transfer to be completely unrealistic. He is not for sale. In addition, FC Bayern are looking to extend his contract beyond 2029, with plans to improve his current deal. Incredible 13G-25A this season yet. And that means Richard Hughes will need to move on to other targets, since Olise is out of reach. One name continuing to crop up is that of Ivorian winger Yann Diomande. The RB Leipzig 19-year-old could well be available this summer, especially if the Red Bulls fail to qualify for the Champions League. As a result, LFC are shifting their focus within the Bundesliga to Yann Diomande, Plettenberg concludes.